All right, Shalom. First, I'd like to start by saying all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Shai, Bashim Kakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles that we will, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. This is a news clipping on Louisiana bracing for Berry. You know, and before Berry hit, you know, and Berry already hit. I'm just waiting for the updates to come out. But yeah, Louisiana or the Mississippi River was already at flood stages, and if I'm not mistaken, Louisiana was already going through floods behind rain and stuff. So I'm going to play this clip, and they're going to explain a little more.
That major system bearing down on the U.S., the Gulf bracing. Berry could become a hurricane, but that is just part of the concern tonight. Authorities say the Mississippi River has never been this high with a storm this size coming. 20 inches of rain on the way. And this is the satellite at this hour. Berry churning right there in the Gulf. Mandatory evacuations have now been ordered for parts of the coast. Meteorologist Rob Marciano leads us off from New Orleans. Along the Louisiana coast tonight, thousands sandbagging and scrambling to evacuate ahead of Tropical Storm Berry.
We're just hoping that everything will be okay and life and property will stay safe.
In New Orleans, hundreds of floodgates are closed in and around the city. The mayor telling residents there to have a plan and be ready to shelter in place.
You need to have at least 72 hours of food, water, and medication for everyone in the house, including your pets.
Just a day after storms tore through New Orleans and flash flooding swamped this city in just a few hours, Louisiana is facing a new threat for the first time.
Rewind that again. They be telling people to shelter themselves in houses. That's how you know people are stupid. They tell people to shelter themselves in houses and whatnot, but the houses end up getting flooded and they need rescuing and whatnot. People are stupid, man.
Hundreds of floodgates are closed in and around the city.
And I watched another article, another clip that they said that this was the first time that they had to close the floodgates. That's how you know this was going to be bad, you know, because the hurricane on top of flash floods and stuff that were happening. And what else? Oh, the Mississippi River already being at flood stages. So, you know, this was going to be bad, man.
The mayor telling residents there to have a plan and be ready to shelter in place.
You need to have at least 72 hours of food, water, and medication for everyone in the house, including your pets.
Just a day after storms tore through New Orleans and flash flooding swamped this city in just a few hours, Louisiana is facing a new threat for the first time. A potential hurricane roaring ashore while the Mississippi River is still at flood stage, swollen by months of flooding upstream.
This is going to be a major weather event for a huge portion of the state of Louisiana and everyone.
Right. So, but yeah, I'm still waiting on the updates and whatnot. I'm pretty sure the whole Louisiana didn't get flooded, but still, I wouldn't stay there and post up. You know.
Needs to pay attention to the track.
New Orleans, sitting below sea level, is the most vulnerable. Miles of these levees protect this city, but look how close the water already is to the top, and this wind is only going to get worse. Hurricane storm surge being pushed upriver, essentially stopping the flow, lifting the levels, and potentially sending water right into downtown. The Army Corps of Engineers says, though the roughly 20-foot-high levees may be overtopped, they will not fail, nor should the flood walls improved after Katrina.
We're confident that we are not going to have a duplicate of Katrina. However, if you have a storm that has elevations much higher than those flood walls, you're going to get water in the city.
David, officials obviously preparing for the worst. Those Katrina upgrades are going to be tested with this storm, and there's still a fair amount of uncertainty when it comes to the intensity of this storm. That said, hurricane warnings have just been posted as we come on the air across the Louisiana coastline. Tropical storm warnings now up for New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Flash flood watches for Louisiana all the way into the Florida Panhandle. Big rains with this. The center is just less than 100 miles offshore, a little bit bottom heavy, a little dry air to deal with, but there are water temperatures that are in the upper 80s, so we do expect along the path to see intensification. 60 miles an hour tomorrow afternoon, making landfall Saturday morning, right around the cusp of a Category 1 storm, and then decreasing in intensity after that. 3 to 6 feet of storm surge, so this river level is going to come up, but the rainfall with this slow-moving system will be in excess of 2 feet, so we will see flood issues here and in towns well inland. David?
Bob Marciano leading us off tonight. Rob, thank you.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and what.
All right, so the Lord jacking Louisiana up. This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. It says, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest." And that's what you see going on with this hurricane and whatnot. "And the flame of devouring fire." Yeah, Jake don't want to eat pork, commit adultery. They got all types of whoredom going on down there. So they get their judgment, man. This is Psalm chapter 148. Verse 8, it says, "Fire and hail, snow and vapors, stormy wind, fulfilling his word." Right, man. Them stormy winds is finna tear through Louisiana. This second Ezra chapter 8 verse 50, it says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the later time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." Right. And the miseries is what you see these people having to go through, man. A lot of people finna lose their houses, their establishments, and they don't even have, no other place to go to. People then cut off families. The times is getting evil and worse and stuff. So a lot of people ain't got no place to go, And they got to sit and deal with this stuff, man. Because they reject the knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai. A lot of them are into orgies, lesbianism, homosexuality. Some of them like going both ways. Transgenders. That's the wickedness of this place. America. This is what America pushes. A lot of them was for homosexual rights. A lot of them didn't see no problem with giving homosexuals and lesbians or the LGBT community rights and a say-so, even though they don't partake in it. Talking, and especially our people, the Blacks, Latins, Native Americans. So ultimately, they get this judgment. They get miseries brought upon them, man. People drown. I'm still waiting on the updates. And if anything, they might not even give all the updates, because Esau like to keep everybody asleep. They don't like people knowing the real numbers of people dying, the real suffrage. That's why you extrapolate. When they say there's none dead, you might as well just say 20 dead, But this is the last scripture. The second Ezra chapter 15. Salakia. 15 verse 24, it says, "Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, said the Lord." It's talking about the Blacks, Latins, and Native Americans. Because there's nothing down there but Israelites, a majority Israelites, if anything. "Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, said the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, you children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary." Right, the Lord not dealing with them. It's 2/3 supposed to be cut off, man. If they don't want to come back to Yahweh Shema Shai. So, the Lord not going to be dealing with them. He's going to ultimately put them to death. "For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth them unto death and destruction." So, Jake, them that died, they sinned against Yahweh Shema Shai. this is happening ultimately because of Esau and his wickedness and his for lack of a better word, ill leadership in this country, you know, in the world. You know, this is happening not only in Louisiana, this is happening in Washington, D.C. Y'all right to out there, put that lesson up also, because Washington, D.C. is flooding or got flash floods, you know. People standing on their cars, swimming, because paramedics isn't coming. See, when chaos and stuff like this kick off, and a lot of people are already getting used to it, but it's going to turn up to where, you know, it's going to be everybody, all 50 states or 50 some odd states, you know, going through all this, you know. I just almost lost my thought. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. A lot of people that don't know how to survive when they die. A lot of people that do know how to survive and that have been through this and been battle tested, so to speak, are still going to die. You know. So, you know, this is not saying it's the beginning. It's getting close to the end, but it's getting close to being worse. Getting worse. You know. So, well, it is worse. It is worse. It's worse every time it happens. Slack you know. A lot of times, but a lot of these events, you know, if not this one. But with that being said, call law, Yahweh Shema Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.